Who is the most important person in your life?
This is a section where I'd be saying my parents. But in all reality, Anthony Bourdain.
I love Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain. I still love you, Dad. But
I love Anthony Bourdain. Dude.
Yeah, see, right?
What's your lore?
I just live by experience.
What do you mean by that?
Because of like the lifestyle I live, the substances and other things, you meet a lot of people, you do a lot of things. Understanding what a person sitting across from me, why they do what they do, helps me to drive forward. If I'm just living my life with no path, with no nothing, then there's not really much for me to think on. My big thing is helping people, but it did get to the point where I was just like neglecting myself. I put myself out there for everybody and I would neglect myself. But just living through experiences, right? Like I've done tons of things. Jumped out of planes.
How was that? What made you want to jump out of an airplane?
Friends said, let's go do it. So we did it. It was the most frightening thing in the world. Frightening thing. You're just sitting out front and then you're falling down and then they pull the chute. But then like a couple months later we went again. So the first one they had to like push me because I'm just like, nah, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know. I'm not sure. Let's just go back down. And they're just like, listen, the plane's not going back down full. So either you go
Or we're going to
we'll
push you.
push you. And this is my friends, not the guys on the plane, not the jumping guys. These are my friends. We're either going or we're pushing you. I'm like, all right. So I jumped, pulled the chute, couple thousand feet too early.
You're just like, let me just save myself right now.
Just to make sure you get it in between this green area and then pull. I was still like in the white area, and then I pulled. But then the next time, I went head first. Just flew straight down, looked at the meter, got to the red mark, and then pushed my luck a little bit more. And I think I was about 500 feet late. Then I pushed the chute. It was just a rush. Like once you get past that fear, it's just an insane rush.
Why'd you push it? Why'd you pull it late the second time?
It's a good question. I want to say because I wanted to, but I think it's because I wanted to understand if I could push myself past limits created by other people. For me, you know, with substances and stuff, like your life is limited to what you do. Depending on whatever drugs or alcohol and gambling, your life is limited to that. But I had that sense of like freedom and control that I didn't have when I was using. So I just wanted to push my limit a little bit, just to say, hey, I got the power to do this if I want to not be afraid to do it. That's mainly what's getting me through my life now, is knowing that I have the power to control what's going to happen to me next week, 2 weeks from now, 2 months from now, a year from now. Whereas before, I didn't know if I was going to make it to the weekend. I didn't know if I was going to eat anything all week. Now it's like I have a foundation. It's time for me to start building the wall on top of the foundation. Just brick by brick, easily, one piece at a time, just build it. And once it's built, I can just step back and you see what you created.
And admire what you did.
Yeah, admire what you did.
Since you're the more important person here, I might just switch them so you can sit on this side with a bit better lighting. Intermission.
Intermission. Musical chairs.
There we go. Let's see if you're brighter now. I think so. What's your advice?
You have to put in the work. Real growth isn't a fluke. It's a choice you make every morning, whether you want to or not. Whether you're hitting the gym, quitting smoking, or just trying to communicate better with people. Consistency is key to everything that we do, right? Mm-hmm. You need to stop going through the motions, or start going through the motions, and be willing to do the heavy lifting to get your life in order.
How have you done that in your life, though?
I'm sober. I'm better at communicating with my kids and with my girlfriend, with my family. It's a little hard to explain what's going on in my head with them just because they're not very understanding of addiction. They just think it's as easy as you do it one day, you give it up the next. And it's just not that simple. But it's harder to explain to them it's not that simple than it is to quit doing drugs,
I get exactly what you mean.
and just being conscious of how I'm feeling, because ultimately how I'm feeling dictates what I'm going to think, and then when I start thinking, that'll dictate what I'm going to do. And if I can just consciously be aware of my emotions, then that'll save me from a lot of hassle.
What's like the biggest lesson you've learned?
Doesn't matter how much you screw up or how many mistakes you make,
Yeah.
you can't repair the past, but it doesn't mean you can't build yourself a good future.
What's a mistake that you made?
Damn.
You said like you can't repair these mistakes. So what's a mistake that you made?
Just not being there for people that expected me to be there,
Mm-hmm.
or being there and still just being somewhere else, standing in a room at a birthday party or going to a dinner and just not being there,
Not being present.
not being present, thinking about getting high or thinking about just something else that was meaningless. That's my biggest mistake. It's also my biggest regret, because people didn't deserve that. When you're in active addiction, you're trying to push down your emotions and push down your feelings, and it's hard to like be honest with people. Like, it's really hard to be honest with people. So you put on this mask, you lie, and you're not doing it intentionally,
Yeah.
but I believed in my own mind that I was doing it to protect the people that I cared about.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you don't know how I'm feeling, then you're not going to be so worried about me all the time, which is bullcrap. Because like ultimately they were worried because I wasn't telling them anything. But you don't see that, right?
What were you thinking about? Like you're at a birthday party. You said that you weren't thinking about the birthday party, but something else was in your head. What would you think about?
Nobody here has any dope. I need to go get some dope. This party is boring without dope. Just when you're in addiction, it's just get high, numb. You don't want to be happy around people. You also don't want to be sad. Just getting high, repressing emotions.
How'd you get into addiction?
So everybody says it like that weed is a gateway drug. Maybe in society now it's not seen as that because it's legalized and whatnot. For me, it was just one thing after another. You hang out with certain people at school in the smoke pit, let's say. Go hang out with kids. And then you go to a party. You start doing a little bit of this. You start doing a little bit of that. And then it just escalates. There was this situation where somebody gave me some stuff to deliver to somebody else, and then I seen the money that I could make from that, and then my whole mentality just switched, because you want to be up all the time, you want to answer your phone all the time, because you want to make that money all the time,
I got what you mean, yeah.
so you need something to stay awake. And then you do it for so long that it's not about staying awake anymore, it's about stopping the shaking, it's about disappearing. Even though you can't do so physically, emotionally and mentally, you can just disappear. Just get high and you're gone.
What were you using?
I was using crystal meth and cocaine.
Did you ever get caught?
I never got caught for dealing, but I would get caught and I would have some on me. But no, I never did get caught for dealing, thank God. I don't know how. I was reckless. I was irresponsible. Because when you're selling drugs, there's rules you need to follow, right?
What are the guidelines?
Don't do your own. Don't sell to anybody you don't know. Watch who you're with and where you're going. Always look behind your back, because you don't know who's going to come out of nowhere. And watch the people that are around you, because greed is basically the igniter of all problems. They have a saying where it's called somebody's watching your pocket. Even though he's your best friend, this guy's watching your pocket because you got more money. And he wants that money. So the only thing he can do to get it is take it from you. Regardless if it's robbing you for it, trying to kill you for it,
Setting you up?
setting you up to get robbed, or ratting you out to the police even. I've seen many situations where that's happened to many of my friends because their best friends got mad. I know of people from Toronto that gotten shot over $1,000.
They died?
One of them did. It's a dangerous game. Luckily, it didn't get to that extent for me. I wasn't running around with guns. I wasn't running around with too much fear. It got to the point where it was the fear of not having what I needed to survive the next day.
What do you really miss?
I miss the version of me that didn't have to make plans to go do something. I'm Portuguese, and one of the coolest things I ever enjoyed as a kid was being in Portugal, on the beach, just being free. No responsibilities, no regrets, no guilt, no grief.
How are you not free now?
Because of the things I've been through, I'm really good at like making these branches in my mind where I can just throw this emotion into that corner, or just throw this emotion down that hallway, whatnot.
Who is the most important person in your life?
This is a section where I'd be saying my parents. But in all reality, Anthony Bourdain.
I love Anthony Bourdain.
Anthony Bourdain. I still love you, Dad. But
I love Anthony Bourdain. Dude.
Yeah, see, right?
I love Anthony Bourdain.
Right?
And I'm a little bit young to have seen his shows. What about Anthony Bourdain is so cool?
You can't even put a finger on it. He was just a nobody, went into a job. The stressors of life added up over and over and over and over again until he started using. But his struggle with drugs and his struggle to recover were just so inspiring. But to then like find out that this guy finally hit a wall that he couldn't climb over to just kill himself. I get it. There's times in my life where I'm just like, this is enough. This is enough. This is too much. Can't handle it. But it's at those moments where God, a higher power, something puts somebody in front of me. Even a book, I'll just pick up a book and then it just, something clicks in my mind. No, don't do it. You have to do this still. You have to do that. And then I also think about like, what legacy would I be leaving behind? At those times, I had nothing. I had the clothes on my back and a couple bucks in my pocket. What are my kids going to do with that? Like, absolutely nothing, right? But to see this guy that I admire so much go through hell and back to just, I don't want to say quit. Sometimes it gets to the point where you're just like, I'm done, I got to go. It just inspired me to push a little harder, to be a little softer on myself, to be a little understanding, because I'm hard, man. Like in my head, I'm so hard on myself. That's how we are, right? Your worst critic is the man staring at you in the mirror, right? So if I'm gentler with myself, softer with myself, doesn't matter what comes up, I'll get past it.
When's the last time you cried?
2 days ago.
Were you like a emotional person before you started using drugs?
Yes.
But when you did, you weren't?
Wasn't. All I had was happiness or anger. There was no in between.
What type of person were you before you started using?
A little depressed. I had a lot of anxiety. Didn't really feel like I fit in. But I was a good kid. I had fun. I didn't really take everything too serious. Maybe that was the issue.
And what type of person were you when you started using?
Angry.
At what?
Everybody and anything. Angry at myself for my life not being the way it should have been, but dragging myself more through the mud. Angry at the guy standing in line at the grocery store because he's got $200 worth of groceries and I got $5 of stuff. Anger was the emotion that like really screwed my life up. It's hard to beat, like it's hard to hold in, especially when you're using, because it's either super happy, hyper happy, or just angry. And then there's also depression, but if you could hit one or the other, it would keep you out of depression. You get high enough, keeps you out of depression. So you get really happy, and then when you get sober up, you go really angry again.
The day that you told your kids that you're a user or that you have addiction, what was that day like?
It was rough. And all they said was, we know. Mommy told us you were sick a long time ago. We know. They said, we're still here. We still love you. My relationship with one of my daughters was really strained because of it, because I was just never around for her. But it's getting better. But she realizes the steps I'm taking. She realizes that I'm doing a lot better. She sees it. My oldest, the same. Dad, really proud of you. You're making all the right steps. And it's inspiring because, regardless of what happened between us, like they're still in my corner. That's the thing I appreciate the most, that my kids are still in my corner when those kids should have jumped ship years ago, but they didn't. They stuck it out, and that's commendable to them, because I know they're going to be great people. I know they're going to be understanding people. My one daughter wants to be a nurse, paramedic, so right there I know she's going to care for people. She's going to be really empathetic with people.
What's your biggest regret?
The things I put people through.
What did you put people through?
Again, the presence, being closed off, just not being honest with them.
Who are you the least honest with?
My kids. Most of the time I just tell them I was fine, even though they knew something was up, because what comes with addiction is crime. So I'd get arrested. They would come see me in jail. I'm fine. I'll do fine. Don't worry. I'm not going back when I get out. And then I'd get out, get high, 6 months down the line, get in trouble again. It was just like this vicious cycle. And I would just keep lying to them. Don't worry, next time. Don't worry, next time. I'll try harder next time. It got to the point where it was just bullshit. That's definitely one of my biggest regrets. Just lying to them about anything. Just not being present for them. They deserve the best. They didn't get the best. But I have the chance to make up for it. Actually, you can't make up for the wrongs you've done. You can only create a path that is a lot better and more stable. So that's just what I gotta do.
What do you love about this life?
I love second chances. This is my second chance. This is my maybe 50th, 60th. Like, it's been a battle. There's been a lot of darkness. But I finally did hit that point where this is it. No more bullshit. No more jail. No more drugs. No more anger. Nothing. Just go to work. Spend time with my kids. Spend time with my girlfriend. Go home. Do it again.
After so many years
After so many years.
of not doing it right.
Like, a lot of people don't get to do it. A lot of people just sink into an abyss, just disappear. Like, it's...
They never come back.
And the worst part of it all, most of the people in active addiction are intelligent, immensely intelligent, just intelligent people. One of my friends, he passed away unfortunately, was the most amazing charcoal artist I've ever seen in my life. And he could, like, I remember a time where he sat there, looked at me, and he said, I'm gonna draw what you're feeling. And it was huge. It was like huge. 8-foot piece of paper. And he drew this demon coming out of a rip from the paper, trying to crawl into a rock. I never could understand it, and I still don't. I still don't. But he told me, this is how you feel. One day it'll make sense. Unfortunately, he's gone. But like, I hold that painting or that drawing dearly. Like, it's incredible.
You have it.
Yeah.
Don't let go of it.
Never. Actually, when he passed away, I kind of got into a fight with his family because he had literally left me all his drawings. Didn't leave any to his sister, didn't leave any to his parents. He really wasn't really good with his parents. His sister, she was way older than him. He was just young. They called me, they were angry. They said, we don't know who you are and we don't know why you deserve this. So what are you talking about? He, I guess, made a will previous. All of my artistic stuff goes to Jason. It was awesome. Like, it was 238 drawings, charcoal drawings or paintings. I ended up giving his sister one because his dad was just a piece of shit to him. Just, they were Polish, so he was just beating them, and his mom was just pretending like it wasn't happening. So I didn't give them anything, but I gave his sister something.
Do you have any last words before we wrap this up?
The harder you fall, the lighter you become when you come up. I don't know where I heard that, but I heard it from somebody, and for me it made sense. But just don't give up. Doesn't matter like what wrong choice you made, what wrong turn you made, what drugs you do, what crime you do. That doesn't define you as a person. What defines you as a person is when you come out of that, who do you become? Who do you choose to become?